So High on Life is a pretty easy and quick platinum, but I want to be the quickest. As of writing this, the current fastest achiever for the 100% is this man, Squanchy, who did it in 2 days and 1 hour, and I think I can beat that.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
The steps are very simple. For the main game, you first beat the story and pray to God I don't miss any of the missable trophies. Then I grab all the collectibles and the miscellaneous goodness for the mods please ban trophy, and oh boy do I have a lot to say about this stupid trophy. Then we'll jump into the DLC and finish that off, and the timer starts when we earn our first trophy. This'll be easy, right? No problems whatsoever. So at the start of the game, we first get the privilege of playing Xenoslaughter, and this is your tutorial for the game, and it just shows you what's in store if you proceed.
Buck, you're gonna have to use the brand new double jump to get over there. Oh shit, I'm sorry, Buck. I forgot there's no double jump, just crap.
We even get trolled by the game every now and then.
Hey, open up. You gonna hide in there all day?
Oh. And turns out the person knocking the door was actually in the real world, and we get introduced to our sister. We find this lovely note in the kitchen from the parents, definitely supporting our video game addiction. Then we get invaded by this boy, and he wants Earth for some particular reasons, and it's our job to stop him. And by our job, I mean, let's just meet the first gun of the game. Oh, there's the boy. Oi! We pull out his inhibitor chip and get our first taste of action in the real world. We then head back to the house and hook up this device to the microwave of all things. And then this device will allow us to travel between different areas. Our objective here is to find someone called Gene, who is a bounty hunter that's going to help us take down the big boss monster that we just saw. We do end up running into Gene, and he has some things that we want. We first want his suit, but in order to get his suit, he wants our house for some reason if we manage to succeed in our mission. Now time to quickly get rid of these pop-up ads.
Sorry about all those pop-ups.
Go away. I could make a joke here and advertise something, but I won't much. Subscribe to the channel. But we need to go to this pawn shop in order to remove these pop-ups. We also get a permanent in-suit advisor, and he'll be sort of helping us throughout the game.
Okay, fuck yeah. Activation license accepted. Bounty hunting suit is in perfect working order.
Back at the house, Gene has made himself at home. We're basically just putting up with him since, sadly, we do need his help. But get ready to start the timer, because we're about to earn our first trophy. All right, let's go. Now, our objective is to cash in our first bounty, and in order to do that, we need to kill 9 Tog. So that's where we're off to right now. We speak to this guy to try and get some information, and he just tells us the law of all the different Togs. Then we obtain a new weapon, and trust he has a rather sharp personality.
Fuck you, I'm gonna carve out your anal cavity. Gonna make it 3 times as big. Your shit's just gonna drop right out.
See what I'm talking about?
Oh, perfect. Oh, fuck yes!
Nice. Well, on our way to the boss fight, we knock out a quick trophy for juggling an enemy 5 times. And then we finally have to deal with 9 Tog. Not a hard boss by any means. When her health drains, she tries to take you out by doing this Cyclops-looking attack. But if you keep doing this for about 10 seconds, she does eventually die. Then we have to carve her open, and we have to carve open every single one of these bosses. So hopefully this video doesn't get demonetized. We then need to return home and hand in our first bounty. Then, for some reason, decide to stab Gene.
What the fuck? You have to do everything the fucking UI tells you to do.
Right, now this absolute travesty of a trophy. I have to sit through an entire countdown by this stupid robot and his TV show. Now, one, this show is completely RNG, whether it wants to actually show up or not. So you have to keep leaving the game and coming back in and just pray to God that the show will be there. And this countdown takes, no lie, 10 real-life minutes. The things I do for these damn videos. Oh, let's go. So I went back to make some tea, have some snack, and then came back 10 minutes later. Oh, that was awful. On to our next bounty. It's time to go after this fishbowl Mysterio wannabe. And Kenny isn't a massive fan of the sand planet that we seem to have landed on. And no, it's not Tatooine, believe it or not.
Ugh, I'm getting sand in my mouth. You fucking helmet-wearing piece of shit. You can't relate to this. Why don't I have a helmet? You're getting me the helmet upgrade the second we're done with this shit.
And who doesn't love a good fourth wall break? There's plenty of these in the game, and some of them are brilliant.
Have that spot. Holy shit, well that's one way of dealing with them. Jesus Christ, who the fuck are you? I mean, those could have been good guys. You know, it could have been on our side. They could have had quest lines, storylines, gifts. What are they called in a video game? Items. You know. And you killed them all. Jesus.
Now to advance to find Douglas, we gotta get covered in this goop for some reason. We then meet up with this octopus, or squid, Dr. Joopy.
Oh my God! Hello! Thank God you're here.
He needs to find Douglas since he has his babies for some reason. And we have to go back in time and play Bioshock with these stupid pipe puzzles in order to advance. While making our way through, we pop 20 of these guys' eyeballs for a trophy. And then come towards this pipe puzzle. Just look at this mess, and then look at this messier mess. Oh, what the fuck? Now time for the biggest plot twist of this game.
You fell for it, idiots! Thank God!
Oh, fuck off!
I was never Dr. Joopy. There is no Dr. Joopy. Are you shocked?
There's no Oh.
You are.
I've been bamboozled! Now, this boss can be rather annoying. He spawns these little minions while also electrocuting the floor. And there's so many close calls with this boss. But eventually... God alive, that was annoying. And then we pick up our new gun, Sweezy. Using this gun is a lot of fun, and it very quickly became my favorite gun in the game. Bro, it's like a freaking needler from Halo. Especially its secondary fire, because it can be just so effective. On to the next bounty, that is Krubis. We're in the jungle, and I friggin' despise the jungle in this game. Name me a good jungle level in any video game. Mission Impossible. On this planet are moplets, but I'm gonna call them Care Bears because we'll just look at them. We traverse through the jungle as quickly as possible by way of these vines, or even using a freaking catapult. We acquire this new ability involving these warp crystals to be able to teleport areas to where we are in order to advance through the level. Now here's the start of one of my favorite trophies in the game, because Sweezy becomes the new boss in this office.
Fuck yeah, I'm the new boss. Do I look like a wage slave to you?
And she tries to make these Care Bears just do some really weird and insane things.
Kiss each other on the mouth.
What the fuck? You
Definitely.
do we have to?
Yes.
Fine. Oh, that really hurt. Hey, whoa, what are you doing? You
Got a little carried away there. There's a lesson for everyone in what just happened.
Oh, I love that. That was really funny. Then we reached the 3-hour mark. Let's check in on our morale.
Oh, I've been going for 3 hours. This hasn't actually been that bad. This game is quite enjoyable, I gotta say.
After the pain of going back and forth through this stupid jungle, we reach this house that looks like it was stripped right out of Star Wars. We speak to this gentleman and then finally get the warp disc to warp to Krubis' lab. And now let's finally meet the main man himself.
Who the fuck are you?
What did boy just do? He's a fairly easy boss to kill. You're mainly looking to use Sweezy and you just pepper him with the needles. And it doesn't take long before we eventually put him down.
Let's go!
And another boss fight means another gun to pick up. We return back home and it seems our recent bounty hunting has caught eyes of the news.
About to change. We've learned of a bold bounty hunter who's been bravely taking this.
That's me!
And believe it or not, we have to speak to this guy to get some of his, as Butters would call it, his creamy goo. I actually writ that down in the script. Wow. Also, we have to buy the damn thing.
Just tell all your
A gallon? Then after buying the substance, we catch some rest. We then wake up and we have a jetpack. Nothing like a quick jetpack tutorial at nighttime. And on to the next bounty, the Skendrel Bros. We meet up with this Care Bear to get us some information, and he seems to know our previous work.
Oh, you're the bounty hunter who stepped up and took charge in the office and killed my boss. Very unorthodox leadership style, but you got results.
Then for the first time, we obtain a gun without killing a boss, so that's pretty cool. And this gun is one of my favorites in the game. It seems like such a gimmick gun, but he spawns these little minion creatures and they run around and do damage to the enemies. Now let's meet the bros, shall we? Now all this brother does is run away. I wish I could say more about him. But now let's see all three of the bros in action, shall we?
it's like the freaking Gate Guardian.
Now, this boss fight can be friggin' annoying just because all of the bros have their own unique attacks, and when they couple them together, it can be so damaging. But it's also kind of fun.
There we are.
Now, back at base, we retrieve an upgrade to our suit, which is detective mode. But of course, it has some malware in the software.
Oh, whoops, sorry about that. This is the trial version of detective mode, so there's going to be ads. You love ads. This will be worth it, I promise.
Next boss, we need to find this Dr. Giblets. And just a forewarning, this boss is very annoying. We need to speak to this gentleman to get some information on where he is, but he's playing oddball, so we need to go find some blackmail material. After he tells us that we need to go to the High on Life store.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
We get a damn S rank for our detective works. LA Noire ain't got nothing on this game. We get to the High on Life store, and it's as corporate as you can imagine. Everyone in this store is just miserable. We learn the information we need, but as soon as we try and leave, we get stopped by these two gentlemen, and I love them.
Be a shame if something happened to your beak as a result if you catch our drift.
Just fuck off!
You got a fresh mouth on you, kid. Be a shame if something happened to that mouth as a result.
Part of my associate here. He's only got one good threat, but I assure you, he can back it up.
That's right. A word to the wise.
He's only got one good threat.
We need to pick the pocket of this dead guy, or pick the feet, I guess, to get his mag boots in order to scale a wall and pop a trophy. Now, we need to return to the jungle planet. We run into something Ubisoft would make.
Oh, it's the bloody Rayman Rabbids.
And then now time for, as I said earlier, the most difficult boss in the game, Dr. Giblets.
God, you look horrific.
Well, okay. I guess Dr. Giblets went and killed himself for us.
We then need to make a trip to Applebee's as Kenny needs to tell us something rather important. While Kenny tells us about something that awful that he did, we're in Applebee's. Time to order some food.
Back, here we go. This is for you. All right, now what were you thinking for an appetizer?
Spinach and artichoke dip. What? Oh, some boneless wings. Why not?
We then notice our sister outside trying to leave with her boyfriend, but he doesn't seem too fond of the idea. We rush out to meet her, but first...
Hold up. Pay that bill.
We then start getting invaded and we need to rush home. We get home and it seems that Gene has been putting in some work to stop some of the enemies getting in the house. We then need to quickly teleport out here. Kenny does his best Bender impression by doing coordinates.
174-222-65344.
And then we get teleported somewhere. Now, welcome to our new planet.
I'm not picking up any signs of life out there.
Then we're in the right spot.
Kenny, where did you just take
Bro, all I had then was Levi vibes from Attack on Titan.
Kenny?
Now we set the guns down since Kenny needs to tell them what actually happened with their home planet. All right, now time for the fourth wall break of all fourth wall breaks.
Oh boy, a big sideways elevator, original. You know, they had one of these in Akira. And I think Evangelion, you ever see those? Anime exists in space, you know.
Why are we referencing freaking Akira?
You know what else had an elevator like this? I think Final Fantasy VII. Definitely, I think Chrono Trigger, Resident Evil 2. You remember those games? You probably don't know them.
Now time for another boss fight, and this is one of the most trippy, I'd say. This is Nipulon, and he drugs us in this fight, and some of the stuff that we see in here is quite insane.
Oh my god, this is so trippy.
While doing that fight, we spent 15 hours at the strip club. Hey, the game told me I did, so I'll take that as a W.
How you doing? Need some motivation to keep going? How about an award? Here, take this one that says you spent all your in-game playtime at an alien strip club. Oh, that's permanent, by the way. Everyone on your friends list can see that forever now.
Then we go through a gauntlet of enemies before finally...
Damn!
Holy shit, okay, we're back.
We got a trophy here called Sequel Bait, so here's to the second one, I guess. Now, prepared to go into the final fight, we have our final gun of the game named Let's Do It, because, get it? It's a play. No. We then say goodbye to Pseudo and pop a trophy. We then reach the final boss area of the game. Not gonna lie, I really did enjoy this fight. Even though some of the attack strings can be unbelievably annoying, we eventually take down Garmantuous. Yeah, we'll call it that. Now, there's a bomb inside this big boss monster that didn't go off, and we need to shove a gun in the boss in order to activate it. If you use any other gun than Kenny, you pop a trophy.
Oh my god.
And this is the highly missable trophy in the game, since if you shove any other gun in there, you have to play the entire game all over. And then we also get this trophy after a credits roll for carrying Stan to the entire game. Now time for the collectible / miscellaneous cleanup, and eventually where my platinum got glitched, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. While getting the collectibles, I will be working on the mods please ban trophy to do multiple challenges, such as killing enemies with specific weapons, killing a certain amount of enemies, your standard challenge cleanup in any game, to be honest. Let's first pop the trophy for collecting every single trading card in the game. Also, I will say doing the collectible cleanup in this game is one of the worst cleanups I have experienced this year. There's no overarching map that tells you where you are, and it doesn't tell you where the warp gates are. So you will find yourself running around like a headless chicken for a good 20-30 minutes trying to find these stupid gates to get out of the area. But eventually, we open every single chest in the game. And then we pop a trophy for finding the movie theater. So that's pretty cool. Next, we pop a trophy for using every single one of the warps in the game. These warps are so much fun. Whether it's acting like Godzilla through a city or deciding which of these people should die by directing a train towards them. Now, one more trophy left for the platinum. Mods, please ban. Let's just talk about this, shall we? So this trophy has always been a glitchy trophy, but they did put a patch out to fix it. However, since they added in the DLC, it added in some new challenges that you have to do, and this pretty much broke the trophy. So as you can see here, I have completed everything, but I have no platinum trophy. I was up until 4 in the morning trying to fix this stupid trophy, but nothing was working. I read some fixes involving this stupid volleyball, but that didn't work since it was already in my inventory. So at 4 a.m., I clocked out and I went to bed. I wake up 26 hours into the challenge, and I just have this bizarre idea.
All right, so I have a theory. So I'm going to do the DLC now and just hope and pray that it's on there. Oh, there's new forums, so there's potential.
Now, the DLC, you notice we have a different gun since the voice actor of Kenny and, of course, Rick and Morty was just busy getting accused of all sorts of things. The DLC starts off pretty dark with this dying thing wanting to die the richest person on the planet. So we decide to give him all our money, and then they die, and we pop a trophy and get the money back. We pick up our new gun, the ball. This gun is kind of cool, and we knock out a trophy with it to kill 100 enemies with the charge shot. And we also get another trophy for killing 50 enemies with Harper's glop shot. Then we come across this thing. Now time for potentially a tricky trophy in this DLC. We have to take a bath with this boy, but the water is toxic, and you have to shoot these things in order to ease the toxin. But to say we cut it close was a bit of an understatement.
1 health.
All right, now this trophy is just weird. First, we find Kelsey Grammer, yes, Frasier, just casually chilling in this bar. And then we have to play along with this sitcom thing, and this takes another good 10 minutes. There are some funny bits here, but personally, it overstays its welcome for me, so let's just pop the trophy.
God, that was rough.
After helping this freak, he then launches us over to the next island, and we press on with our mission. We then solve some riddles for this person and pop another trophy, and then pop another trophy for having our gun and this parasite hookup. Yeah, this DLC is a bit weird. Next, we meet the antagonist of this game, and I've already forgotten her name. We pop another trophy for killing one of the enemies with his chainsaw upgrade with knifey, and then we kill the final boss, which I've now learned is Mux. This DLC isn't particularly long, to be honest. All right, now we do the cleanup that we just did for the main game, and just praying that these stupid platinum will pop. First, there are these races that we have to do, so here's the first one.
14 hours.
Then we have to beat the high score in this ball target game, and God, this thing is so annoying. It's just luck-based. So after a few tries, you should get it.
Oh.
Then we finish up the second and third race. Very easy stuff. Now some collectible trophies. First, the 9 trading cards in the DLC, and then of course all of the packages. We find this Easter egg for Trover, which is actually a pretty fun game, and is of course made by the same developers of this game. We get this trophy for visiting every landmark in the DLC, and then back to what we did in the main game, which are the challenges, such as killing enemies in specific ways, killing certain enemies a number of times. You get the idea, right? We finish all the challenges, but sadly, no platinum. So I was pretty sad on not getting fastest achiever for this platinum trophy.
Yeah, rip fastest achiever, which I was literally on pace for. 32 hours. Not really, but you know what I mean.
Until an update came out 2 days later, and this happened.
All right, it's currently Wednesday. A update just came out for the game. Now I have the platinum. Literally all I did was load into the game, and the trophy popped, and the platinum popped. So yeah, that's something. And so I did not get first place, but I did get in the top 10. So I should be first.